In today's video, I'm going to be testing out a new wax, Makesy Virgin Coconut Soy Wax. I've heard a lot of great stuff about it, so I really wanted to give it a shot. I made myself 4 test candles, 2 with wood wicks and 2 with cotton wicks, and I really enjoyed working with this wax. So I'm excited to see how the test burn goes. Grab all your stuff and let's get crafty. This is Mary. Welcome to the IHC Craft Room. Let's begin with the star of our show, Makesy Virgin Coconut Soy Wax. We're also going to need 4 Smoke Terra glass jars. Aren't they beautiful? Some Stabilo 20 wicks, some Crackling Booster large wood wicks, Wick Stickums of course, and a 125 ml Grapefruit Fragrance Oil. For tools, we'll begin with parchment paper, paper towels, a pot holder, a kitchen scale, a cutting board, a kitchen knife, a small saucepan as a double boiler, a pair of rubber gloves, a temperature gun, a wood stir stick, some wick trimmers, a marker, a pair of scissors, a small pour pot, a 5-ounce glass measuring cup, and some wick centering tools. Right off the bat, this is a really pretty unboxing experience. So if that's your thing, this wax may just be screaming your name right about now. This is my first time working with a slab of wax on this channel, and I'm glad it's with coconut soy wax because it's a super soft wax to work with, so it's extremely easy to cut with a good knife. So how much wax am I going to need in order to make 4 candles? Say it with me. It's time for Candle Maker Math. I'm targeting a wax fill of 8 ounces or 227 grams per candle. I'm using my standard 10% fragrance load for each, and that means I'm going to need a total of 816 grams of melted wax. But I'm going to do that in 2 batches since my small pour pot won't hold that much wax. So for each round, I'll measure out 408 grams of wax and 46-ish mils of fragrance oil. So let's get round 1 started, shall we? Now that we know how much wax we need, I'm going to go ahead and measure out as close to 408 grams of wax as I can. As I mentioned before, this wax is super soft, so it's incredibly easy to manipulate, which is a major positive to me. Now let's get that water boiling and pop the wax in there before we move on to measuring out this fragrance oil. And side note, this grapefruit fragrance oil is so fresh and vibrant and packs such a strong cold throw punch. Simmer down, grapefruit, we're all friends here. I've got my trusty rubber gloves on and I've protected my scale with parchment paper and paper towels so that if I have any oil spilling accidents, it won't result in a grapefruit scented nightmare for the next week. You can skip this if you want, but I do not recommend that, okay? For round 1, I'm going to be working with the Stabilo 20 cotton wicks. After I place a little mark on the center of the bottom of each jar, I'm going to make sure to wipe off the base of each wick to make sure there's nothing stuck to it that might interfere with it sticking well to the wick stickum. And then I'll go ahead with the wood stir stick and push that wick down hard like it owes me money. Give me my money! Okay, good. Now we're all set for when the wax is fully melted, which voila is right now. As soon as I took my wax off the heat, the temperature was 192 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just above the recommended pour temperature range of 180 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. However, when I add my fragrance oil, it's going to make the wax temperature drop significantly. I'm going to give this a really good stir, and you'll see that the temperature went all the way down to 172 degrees, which is not ideal, but reheating the wax is not going to happen, so let's pour this ASAP. Awesome. It's time to move on to round number 2. So let's do that all over again, measuring out 408 grams of wax and about 46 mils of fragrance oil. I'm going to let that wax start melting while I prepare my wood wicks. But first, let's make sure we get those wick centering tools in place so that my Stabilos stay as straight as possible. Let's get back to prepping our second set of jars. Like before, I'm going to make a small mark on the bottom of each. I like to trim my wood wicks before making my candles because I find it infinitely easier. So I'm going to use the wick clip and wood wick together to eyeball a good height to cut the wicks at. And then it'll be time to use our friends the Wick Stickums to pin these wicks down firmly. Now that the wax is fully melted, it's at 187 degrees Fahrenheit, which you may recall is in the right temperature range to pour. But again, when I add my fragrance oil, that's going to drop the temperature down and it ends up right around the same amount as before, 171 degrees. Interesting. Another easy pour, and overall a very easy candle making experience so far. You can see my wicks are nice and straight. So let's see how these ladies cure overnight. We're about 24 hours out from the pour, and these candles are no joke. First of all, the cold throw, it could slap your mama in the face. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now look at these smooth tops. Super duper smooth and really buttery too. The reason I did this experiment in these stunning smoke Terra jars is because, yeah, I love the jars, but also I wanted to see if this wax would cause any wet spots. So let's sum up here in case you aren't seeing the visual. We've got some super silky smooth tops with no cracking, no sinkholes, and no bubbles. The wax is well adhered to the vessel walls, and I'm not seeing any separation or pulling away at all. There isn't even one wet spot as far as the eye can see. Okay, Virgin Coconut Soy Wax, I see you came to play with all the big girls, didn't you? Atta girl. Now let's light these beauties up and see if they deliver on hot throw and melt pools. Let's go. By the 25-minute mark, all 4 wicks were burning very brightly. The large wood wicks look like they might be a bit too aggressive. I'm seeing some black at the top of these flames, and my wicks were cut down pretty short to begin with. I'm curious to see if these wicks are just too strong for this recipe. At the 1 hour mark, the wood wicks have an almost complete melt pool already, whereas the Stabilo 20s are still making their way to the vessel walls. It looks like I might have over-wicked the wood wicks and under-wicked the cotton wicks. This is 90 minutes in, and the Stabilo 20 wicks are still struggling to get to the vessel walls, whereas the wood wick candles have completely liquefied the top layer. This burned way too hot, way too fast. In fact, coconut soy wax in general is a slower burning candle compared to straight soy. But these wood wicks are just so hot that these candles melted super fast. Based on that result, I'd like to try this again using a medium wood wick instead of a large and see how that burns. I'm gonna blow these out and continue with the Stabilo 20s for the rest of the burn test. At the 2 hour mark, I will say with some confidence that these Stabilo 20s are close, but I won't be getting to the vessel walls here. So I'm gonna end up having some minor tunneling around the edges of these candles. And yeah, here we are at 3 hours burning, and I'm confident that neither the cotton wicks or the wood wicks were the right fit for this recipe. Next time, I'll also scale back the amount of fragrance oil because this oil has a serious slap your mama hot throw. Like seriously, I warned you, so if your mama gets slapped, it's nobody's fault but your own. So what do you think about my experiment using makesy Virgin Coconut Soy Wax? I really enjoyed working with it, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the whole experience. Are you going to go out and buy yourself some to test it? I'd love to hear from you if you do. And don't forget, you can get 5% off at Village Craft and Candle on your purchase of that wax by using code IHC5 at checkout. And if you're not interested in doing that just yet and you want to learn a little bit more about candle making first, then check out these videos that I've made on candle making. I'm still a new candle maker myself, and there's a lot to learn, so I'm sharing my journey with you. Check out one of these videos and see what you think. Maybe you might want to try to learn how to make candles too. And don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments. And come back next week so that we can continue to get crafty together. Toodaloo!